Hi everyone. Welcome to the session for understanding the DP program a bit more. I know it's almost 75% of the year is covered, 3/4, and the child is now getting ready to face the real challenges of the IB curriculum. So what exactly are the challenges that we can expect in near future? It's very important that you must know as a parent. We are unable to meet everybody together, and that's the reason why we thought that if I can record this bit of piece and share with you, maybe you can get an idea of what exactly your child is looking ahead in next 1 year of time before the child goes into actual IB program, right? So let us begin now. To begin with, we have some components here. So if you remember when I spoke to you earlier, those of you who have met me, I have explained you certain things. And one of the things that I have explained you was that in IB, if you just look at IB, then just give me a second. I will just on the pen. Yeah, okay. So if you remember, that I have told you that earlier that IB program, if you look at the IB DP program, especially, then there are certain components. One is your regular content in which you have your subjects that your children are studying, and these subjects, each of these are based on a point level that the child has to achieve, and that is 7, because there are 6 subjects. So your child will be appearing for 42 points. Okay, so 42 points from the subjects alone. But the IB itself, the whole IB program is out of 45 points. So where does this 45, this 3 point come from? So if you look carefully here, what you will understand is that the 3 points which we are talking here, the 3 point that we are talking is coming from 3 aspects. One is the extended essay. So extended essay. One is your TOK, which is also called the theory of knowledge, right? So it's called theory of knowledge. I will come to that one by one also. And then there is a third component, which is your CAS component, which is for creativity, action and service. So 45 points is distributed into 2 aspects. One is the subject, 42 points, and one is the 3 point, which is your core of the IB. So this 3 point comes from something called core, the heart of IB. Whatever the child is learning and applying in the real life situation comes into this core part. Okay, so let's begin now one by one. So I want you to understand that your child is going to face some immense amount of challenge in the near future. So self-management becomes very important factor to look into. The child has to ensure that the self-management is inbuilt right now, because it will be too late for this child to do the same after another 6 months. So what exactly should the child be doing? Now this 15 days of vacation that we have right now, the March vacation, the child has to focus on these 42 points. Why? Because he is going to have or she is going to have an examination in the month of May or April end. So that examination is a year-end examination, and that is going to play a very important key role, because there is going to be something called predictions. So we are going to predict the child's future grades that the child is expected to score, and then the college admissions will begin. So this is a very important, I would say crucial time, and this 15 days is really important, because the child has to pick up as much as he or she can from these 42 points. That's very important for us. Okay, so let me briefly go through this core aspect so that you understand. To begin with, I would like to go first. Let's say I have here extended essay. Okay, as you can see here, we have written here extended essay, right? So this extended essay is something that the child has to carry forward from the understanding. So for example, in physics, I am very curious about the way I play football. Now when I play football, I understand that I am applying the knowledge and skill of my subjects. It can be physics, it can be mathematics, because angles are involved, the way the ball moves. So how do I then link my understanding of this subject with the actual outcome of that field experience, the football? Some of them do it on table tennis, some of them do it on music. You know, how does the temperature affect the musical sound that we produce? So these sort of higher order critical thinking, that is developed through this course, and one of that aspect is your extended essay. Now your child, at the moment, every student is working on extended essay. They have been assigned a supervisor. They have been already guided through the topic and the research question. They know what exactly they are trying to look into. They have already done a presentation in front of their friends and other teachers. They have got the feedback. So now their job is to ensure that they finish this extended essay as much as they can. This is very important factor for us. Every second that we are going to delay in any of these pieces of work is going to cost us heavy at the later stage. We cannot afford to do that. So extended essay is the first aspect. So there are students like who do in geography or maybe in economics, and they would like to take a survey. So they take a survey outside where they have to, take views of people. So this is the best time. The vacation is the best time where they can meet people. Once they are back to school, they won't get this time again. So if they really need some feedback from the local market, local people, then this is the good time to do that job. So we have to encourage them to do all these small big pieces of the work that they have to finish. Now let's go ahead. So this was about extended essay. This is to be written in 4,000 words. And this is exactly like a research paper, and it has to have some sort of outcome. The child can declare success, can declare failure. That's okay, no problem at all. Then the next one, let us say we talk about something called the theory of knowledge, as you see here. So theory of knowledge, if you see here, look at this word here, knowledge. So it's about how much knowledge has the child gained through whatever they have studied. And how is this child going to use that knowledge, enhance the knowledge, and try to see if there is a link between not just one subject but two or more. So something like, for example, let me give an example here. So let's say in TOK, a child is trying to study. Again, let us say I go to science, because I teach physics, so it's a little easier for me. So let's say somebody is trying to study physics aspect and wants to connect with something like a religion aspect. So how does the child connect with the religion aspect now? So from physics, the child will use the knowledge of something like, say, quantum physics. So quantum physics. And then this child is going to relate the quantum physics with the God's existence to understand if there is a God, and if there is a God, how does science actually explains that? But this journey is not so easy. See, the knowledge is there, and the child is trying to connect two different disciplines, the science, the pure science, and the religion. So if you want to connect these two disciplines, then there has to be a way to connect. That way of connecting is called the way of knowing, the way the child will know things. And these are having some aspects here. It can be based on, say, faith, belief. It can be based on some sort of reasoning, right? So the children will try to connect the quantum physics and the existence of God through these lenses, either through reasoning or through some sort of faith or belief. Okay, so this is another aspect. So we saw the extended essay, we saw the TOK. Both are very important. Both are graded. Okay, and both of these two components will contribute that 3 point that you saw. So it's something like, say, you get A in your EE and your A in your TOK, then you will get that full 3 point. So maybe you get an A and then you get a B, you get a 3 point. But if you get a B, you get a B, maybe you get a 2 point now. See, so these points are very important for us because they support us in the total score that we get for the university and scholarships. So it's a very important thing, and yoga is a very good journey of experience that the child will get to think and go beyond the classroom experience. Okay, so let us go to the third aspect now. This is the third aspect, and if you can see here, it is written here CAS. Now, I have seen that students usually have a tendency of ignoring this component. What they feel is that, oh my God, I have to go and do so much work, I have to go to the villages, or I have to go here, sorry, I have to go to this orphanage, I have to work hard. But the whole idea is not just going there. The whole idea is my knowledge, how do I share with somebody else, and I bring back some different knowledge. So it's like a transformation of the knowledge. So maybe I always thought that I can understand energy from this experiment, and I go to a school, in a government school, and I show them some sort of experiment, and then the child suddenly gets up and says, sir, I have a doubt. In my house, my mom cooks food. So she is using different types of oil. Sometimes butter, sometimes, she uses the vegetable oil. Is energy related to this? Then starts, our thinking that, oh my God, I never thought that I have to think energy from these substances. So now I am learning from them something. So it's not just one-way journey. You see, it's a two-way journey. It has to go and then it has to come back. But both are different from the understanding. So context is different, but then we learn. So that is exactly about CAS. And CAS gives you the opportunity to become something, an ideal leadership. And I think our school's vision that we need to have ethical leaders is very well suited with this program of the CAS. So your children are going to now approach for the internship program, which they will have in the next vacation in the month of June. I think that's a wonderful platform given to them to experience the real life situation, and they should take the opportunity and they should perform the best. They should show that they are capable of learning something new. That's important because IB is all about learning. It's about becoming a lifelong learner. So if the child has to be a lifelong learner, every bit of the experience matters a lot to them. Okay. So these are the three core that I have already spoken to you now. So let me just briefly again recall them. The first one, if you remember, was we spoke about yoke. Then before that we spoke about extended essay here, and then yoke done, and then CAS. So extended essay and yoke are graded, and you have 3 points coming from them. We have to be very careful. We cannot afford to lose it. CAS definitely we should do because that makes us the right person, a lifelong learner, and universities are no longer looking just simply grades. Remember that universities want people who can contribute to this global community and the local community, which the child will experience only through these CAS programs, and internship is one of these programs. So this is about the basic idea of the IB, which I should have spoken to you earlier. Unfortunately, we never met as a team, but if you are anytime willing and if you have any queries, any doubt, you are most welcome to ask me. You can even have my Skype ID. You can contact me through this Skype ID. Please, you can write down this. My Skype ID is simply all lowercase Sudeep 10 in. So it's just Sudeep 10 in. Yeah, it should be clear here, Sudeep 10 in. So just use this for your Skype in case you have further doubt. And please encourage your children. Encourage your children, again I am repeating it, that they have to develop this something called your self-management. Their management. They already have their complete schedule of 2 years. They have the calendar with them. They are supposed to go through the calendar. So when they see the calendar, they are supposed to use tick marks. Okay, I have done these, I have given these. That's how they have to prepare well. Otherwise, at one stage, they will only be busy with all submission of work and they will just drop studying, which means the academics is going to go down. So dear parents, I think I will stop here because this is the first video I am going to upload and very short and sweet I want to keep it. so that you catch the point out of this, what I exactly want to say you, what I want the children to understand. And I'm sure that you can share your views on the YouTube when you watch it. I will keep the sharing point open for all of us. So have a nice vacation, and I didn't meet a lot of parents, but I'm sure you will benefit from this small video. Thank you.